not officially the club licensing manager, you know, but I engaged him because I think that immediately I was still the club licensing manager. So they sent me those queries, and I told them that you're the licensing manager. So I'll find out what the details of the report are. So I did that. And now the decision is out. So sometimes we can go into a bit detail because the decisions are out. At the time, the decision was the summary was not out, and in the licensing procedure, say you ain't taking decision. It's just like any judicial body. I can't speak to something that is under consideration for a decision. I've prejudiced the process already. It's not acceptable. I pleaded with them. They will come out with a decision. So after the decision, we've also engaged the licensing department, and it is not even the major concern at TNA was not even the inner perimeter fence. That was not the major concern. There were few. What my venue? If a venue is conditionally approved, what it means is that you want to make it out there one bo. Now that all the way on your major. Into no more time why then? Why? The issue about the inner perimeter fence is the same issue in Cape Coast, and it is documented and put down that in our means of trying to prevent the invasion of spectators, not even to cause harm. You see, there's this thing about the invasion. About for invasion, but they don't invade to go and harm. And if they don't invade that picture, but it brings the game to disrepute, and there are huge fines for that. And that is what we need to avoid. So in the event of that, you want to avoid that, make it more preventive rather than arresting the person, and we don't want to do that. So, but we have to find a way to do it that will also not affect the beauty of the stadium. And when as an FA, number one, we stand in between the line. Number one, we have an infrastructure deficit, like Patu said. It's good that we are trying to address that. We have a huge infrastructure deficit. There's huge infrastructure deficit. At the same time, you also want to improve the standards. So you have to stand in between the line. We can't be stiff. So the conditions that we're giving to the stadium, there are some of them I can't mention, but the inner perimeter is not the only thing. There were some minimal things that has to be put in place for the start of the league. The league is the category 3 matches, The Super Cup, Champions is a category 3 match. The league is a category 3 match. So those things, I think there are 4 things. Inner perimeter fence is 4. So he's even engaged a club. Those 3 things are going to be done. But the inner perimeter fence will be given time because they need to consult architects and engineers to find a very nice way of doing it.
Yes,
the most important thing is not an inner perimeter fence. The most important thing is that there must be a barrier that stops easy invasion of spectators. So anything that will create that, for instance, Medeama can choose to say that we are exploiting the use of heavy deployment of stewards. I mean, I've done matches in Africa that has this situation. Even though it is stated in the CAF regulations, we are able to play matches like that with alternative means. For instance, you instruct that the first 2 rows of the stadium the first 2 rows, nobody stays there. Okay. It's closed down, and then that's where the security are deployed. So by the time some of them too in their stadiums, you see this thing there, but in front of it there's a big gutter. So you jump into the you jump into the gutter first before you climb up to the field. It's there. Spectators in the field all right, but when you gutter as someone watching on the TV, you see the gutter, but the gutter is there. Spectators no boom into the middle who no first and son of forgotten. By the time about for now, police is so that is preventing the easy invasion. Okay. So it is something very complex, and we appreciate we are applying common sense. That's the common rule. FIFA says that you cannot apply club licensing without considering the ecosystem. You can't do it in isolation of the ecosystem. So you have to always apply common sense. So the common sense rule applies here, that the club in this short period may not be able to find a suitable means of doing that. Does that mean that because of that alone we cannot play? Does that mean that nothing else be done to make to create that prevention of spectators? Those are engagements, licensing department and Medeama as the applicant club. They will have, and they will find a truce, and then of course the football will be played. We want, and I want to say this on record, the FA has no interest in frustrating clubs from playing at their favorite home. That is what we want. That is why immediately clubs qualify to the Premiership, the department takes upon himself like a consultant to ensure that they also and because when you play at the soul of the club, and then the ambience assuming Medeama is asked to go and play in Samaboy, exactly, it will be difficult. You understand? So we really want every club to play, both the licensing department and competition department. We want the ambience, like I told you. We really want the ambience, and this season we are going to work with the clubs in ensuring that the 12th man is won back. There will be a lot of activations. There will be a lot of promotions on the matches, like we've started. We'll do a lot to ensure that the football is attractive, no doubt. It is very attractive, but we have not been able to send it closer to the people, and that is what we have to admit it. And as an